Hey guys, welcome to my channel Mewtwo Unboxing. My name's Glenn and I just thought I'd do a little update video what's going on in the world of selling Pokemon or flipping Pokemon cards. So you guys may know that a lot of the market's dropping at the minute, dropping quite dramatically as well. Like over the last few weeks things have dropped, I've seen 50 to 80%, and you may think that's an exaggeration, but that's what I've seen from someone that sells hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon cards on eBay. That is what I've seen. So what am I doing to protect myself at the minute, and what can you do to protect yourself? The thing to bear in mind, I believe, is making sure if you're buying stuff to flip it, make sure you're buying stuff that people want still. So you know, there's a lot of people after certain products and not others. So I'll just give you an example. So these are the cards that I've listed in the last 2 days. There's about 115 in here. Now I know I've put these on a 1-week auction, starting bid at £1.75. Some of these will sell. Some of them won't sell at all at that price, and then some of them you'll get one person who will just put in a cheeky bid, and they'll probably get it for the £1.75. Hence why I've done the one. I used to list stuff at 99p. This is all the stuff that I have to list, so I've still got about 1,000 cards to list, and I've listed about 150 in the last couple of days. So it shows you how much more work I've got to do. It's going to take me ages to list all of them. Yeah, so make sure that you're only buying stuff that people want. If you're not flipping cards and say you're just buying stuff for your own collection, say you've got no interest in making profit or making money out of this, this is the perfect time to be buying stuff. This is a buyer's market. This isn't a seller's market. Seller's market was a couple months ago. This is a buyer's market. If you want to complete, let's just say you have an incomplete Vivid Voltage set and you're missing 5 cards from it. Well, before you was paying, say for like a Rainbow Rare, you was paying anywhere between £30 to £80 a card. You could probably pick up those now for about 15 quid each. So you could complete your master set of Vivid Voltage for a quarter or a fifth of the price than what it would have been a couple months ago. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, everything's going down, oh yeah, I'll leave Pokemon for a little while, I'm a bit bored of it or whatever, well, this is the time for you to actually sit up and go, right, okay, I'm going to sit there, keep an eye on eBay, make some bids on some cards that I need to complete the sets that I wanted. Or I don't know, if you're after a particular type of Pokemon like a Snorlax or something, they're all going for like a quarter of the price or half the price than what they were a couple of months ago. So this is definitely a time to buy. And obviously I've tried to take advantage of that myself. So you guys know that I was looking at Formula 1 cards, and Formula 1 cards have, again, everything collectible has dropped dramatically. So if you're into Dragon Ball Z, I was talking to a guy the other day. He does what they called Hot Wheels, the cars. He collects those, gone down in price. Formula 1 cards gone down in price. Sport cards in general gone down in price. I think a lot of it has to do with a combination of, one, the interest is dying off, and the urgency, which is good, I think a good thing, but also PSA. So people were overly paying for cards because they thought in their head, oh, okay, I'll buy this, I don't know, let's just say, for example, this card here. Let's say if this was a PSA 10, it was worth £1,000. People would be willing to pay up to £500-600 raw because they could send it off, get it graded for about 20 quid. Hopefully, if it came back a PSA 10, then they'd make 300-400 quid. Happy days. But at the minute, PSA's shut. So no one's getting anything graded, which means why would someone pay 500-600 quid for that card? They wouldn't. they'd look and say, right, okay, well, there's so many of them on the market. The most I'd be willing to pay for that card is 50 quid. And that is now what it's worth, because you're in a speculative market. These cards are only worth what someone's willing to pay for them. There's nowhere where you can redeem it for more money, you know? So it's only like literally what somebody else would buy it off you for. That's how much it's worth. And I see a lot of people in the group chats and they say, you know, like someone was trying to sell a Shining Fates master set and he was like, this is worth 1,200. I commented, I didn't want to be one of those guys that just, you know, ruin everyone's birthday sort of thing. But I said to him, I went, it's not. And he said, yeah, it is. You know, previous ones have sold for 1,100-1,200 quid on eBay. And I said, I've just sold a Shining Fates master set for 680, I think it went for. I think I did a video on it before with you guys. So I said to him, like, it's not worth that. I've just sold one for half that price. And he said, well, that's your fault. You let it go too cheap. And that might be true. I shouldn't have put it up for auction. Maybe I should have done buy now price and just waited until someone made me a decent enough offer. But obviously I wanted the money there and then. So that's the price I had to pay, or the price I had to give it up for. So yeah, that is what the cards are worth. But some people just get it in their mind. They're still in, like, you know, when everything's going up price mode. So they're like, oh no, this card is worth 250, and I'm like, it's not. They've sold for 180 on eBay, and they will just argue with you to the end of the earth. And then what will happen is, about 3 to 5 days later, they'll repost the same item, but for the price near closer to the price that I said it was worth. So it seems like with stuff like this speculative stuff, people are a little bit behind because they want it to be worth so much. You know, they believe it's worth so much, and it ain't until they're like, oh, geez, I've had this on Facebook now for a week and I've had no messages. Right, I'll drop the price from 1,100 down to 900, and then they wait 5 days and they're like, oh, I've had no messages. All right, I'll put it up for 750, and then by that point, they probably wouldn't even try that. They would try more desperate things. So they'd put it on an auction. They'd put it in one of the book sale groups, and whoever offers me the most by the end of today gets it, and stuff like that. So then it'll sell for whatever that person offers him. I sold my Shining Fate set for 680, and I think if I put another one on there right now, it would probably go for less than that. So yeah, the market's tough at the minute, but like I said, it means you have to pick and choose what it is that you want to flip. You have to have a look at what are people willing to buy right now, what's hot. Look at the trending, whatever topic you're in, but for this video, say Pokemon, you have to look at the trending cards that people are after at the minute, what they're searching for. And go out and just buy those specific cards. Anything else, just be like, no, I'm not interested, you know, like, and don't buy that card, or buy it at a very, very favourable rate. So, you know, I'm thinking about buying bulk again. Now, bulk, I was buying for, before, £35 per 1,000 cards. But I might say to people, look, I'm buying bulk, but obviously all the price Pokemon cards have gone down. I'll do it for, I don't know, £25 per 1,000. And obviously I'm the one who has to then take the risk, because if they're not selling on eBay, then it's like, how do I get rid of these? You know, now luckily, obviously I've made a few contacts in shops and stuff where I can just go to them and say, look, buy this bulk off me, and they'll buy it off me. So it's very little risk for me. But, you know, if they're only offering me 25 per 1,000 and I'm buying it 35, I'm just losing money left, right and centre, unless someone accidentally puts a really decent card in there and I'm like, I've just made a tenner. So yeah, that's I think that's the best time. I'm gonna try and buy as much as I can with the funds that I have. I had a thing pop up on my eBay. I don't know if any of you guys have it. It's called Working Capital or something like that, and they basically look at your sales history on eBay, and they will give you a loan. And mine came up saying you pre-qualify for 5,000. And I thought, oh, brilliant. In this sort of market, £5,000, that's huge, because I could buy so much with that right now, because everything's like a quarter of the price. And then if anything goes back up in a year, 2 years' time or whatever, then I'll be like, sweet, I only paid this for it. Something that I am looking at buying, obviously, is Formula One cards. It's the first year that it's ever come out. As you guys know, I've talked about it, I completed the whole set of Turbo Attacks. But then the next step up were the F1 Chrome packs, and they're quite expensive. And then you have the Chrome Sapphire Edition, and they're even more expensive. I've secured a deal with a gentleman to buy the whole set of Chrome. So that's every single Formula One card in the Chrome set. So it's not unboxing, which is a shame, because it is fun opening boxes, especially for these YouTube videos. But for me to gain a complete set, I've learned, that opening boxes is a gambler's game. You could plough 700 quid, 800 quid, 2,000. I remember buying £2,000 worth of sealed product of Vivid Voltage, and I still didn't complete a master set, because you only get one rainbow rare in each booster box, and the booster box was 110 at the time. So yeah, I had like 8. I can't remember how many I had, but we opened about, must have been 10 on this channel. So that's £2,000. Whereas now I could probably buy a whole Vivid Voltage master set on eBay. So all the hard work's been done for me, and a nice binder all completed for 600-700 quid. So it's like, I've learned that's probably, so I've taken that knowledge into the Formula One realm, and I'm like, look, I'm looking at completing a whole set. Has anyone got every single card? I'll buy them off you, but I want them at a discounted rate. I don't want you to sit there and do an Excel spreadsheet of what each card's worth. I know a price for the whole bundle. And we came to a deal that I'm happy with. So I would have completed hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have the whole of the Chrome F1 series master set. And then a gentleman he opened up a load of boxes of F1 Sapphire cards. And it started off, I just thought I'll just have a couple and I'll put them in with my master set. But then he sold me 130 of them for quite a cheap price. Worked out about £4 or £5 a card. And there's only 200 in the set. So I'm like, I've only got to get 70 more cards and then I'll have a complete set of the Sapphire. Then I went on eBay, and someone was selling a bundle of 20 cards, and it just so happened all 20 were like, I needed each one of them. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll bid on that. And I think I won it for £25. That means I paid £1 a card. I was like, oh my God, these are like worth 5-6 quid a card, surely. But clearly not. Obviously, they only sold for £1 a card. So, like I say, if you're looking at completing any sets, or if you're collecting anything in particular, now is the time you want to be buying. And whenever there's a uptick or it becomes really popular again, so I would imagine when the next set of Formula One cards come out again through Topps, which might not be for a few months, that is when things will go up again, because the interest will be there again. People start trying to complete that set, and then those people will start thinking, oh, hang on a minute, I haven't completed the previous set, and I've just pulled a rare Lewis Hamilton card. I want the Lewis Hamilton from the set before, because then I've got one of every single set. That sort of mentality brings people back into that collection, and that's when obviously I'm hoping to then sell these cards that I've paid £1, £5, whatever for 10, 15 quids. So then that'll be the best time to sell. So and this is something that I've bought, but you've got to promise not to tell the wife. This is something purely for me. I've secured off this guy so the hardest cards, some of the hardest cards to pull are the base images of the each driver. Obviously Lewis Hamilton being the most valuable one. So this is a base Lewis Hamilton card. The back of the card says number 1 on it. It's the very first card in the set. So obviously in the world of Formula 1, it shows you all his stats. Look, this is like what's his best position that he's finished in each year, and it's like 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. He's always done really well, because he's the best. And I secured that. It was up for like $1,500, but I sent him an offer for $1,001 because sometimes eBay have you can set parameters. So like if anyone messages you offers below $1,000, say, it'll kick you out, and you only get 3 attempts. So I sent him an offer of $1,001, just so I'm just over that threshold, and he accepted it. So I was really happy with that. But that works out to be in British pound, Majesty's finest pounds, £709, and that is for a PSA 10. Now this card was going for £1,000 raw 2 months ago. So just buying that card on its own was costing about £1,000. Now I'm buying it 2 months later for 700 quid, already PSA 10 graded. So I thought that was quite a good deal. I'm quite happy with that. Ideally, if I can pick up a couple of more of them, because that is like the Charizard of the set, if you like. So if you're into Pokemon, you understand what I mean by that. That is the Charizard of the Formula 1 2020 set. Now, who knows? Lewis Hamilton might retire this year. I don't know. He might have a car accident, break his ankle or something, and then that retires him or something like that. Next year, it might be Max Verstappen. It might be Bottas. You don't know, because he might be the world champion. Everyone will be like, right, I need to get his card. But for now, that is the Charizard of this set. And I'm going to own one in PSA 10. I'm going to own one in Standard Edition. And I'm going to own one in Sapphire Edition. So I'm going to have like all my bases covered. So if anything dramatically happens with that card, then I'm covered. And obviously PSA shut. So no more of these getting graded unless you pay the £600 for instant grading or whatever they're doing. So yeah, none of these are getting graded. So the ones that are out there, that's it at the minute. So I think even if I just bought it off him and just brought it to the UK and just whacked it on for like £1,000 buy it now price, and just see if someone bites. So I might do that. I might put it up for $1,200 because it's a card that I'd want to keep. It's a card that I would probably be sad enough to go to a British Grand Prix, try and get as close as I can to the front when they do their sort of they normally have like a stage where the drivers all take turns to go on there and talk, but they normally come down and sign stuff. I'll just push my way right to the front. I'll stick the card right out. I'll be like, Hammond, can you sign this for me? And then get a signature on the front of it. Oh, that would be something special, especially whilst he's still about. What, you know, who knows? You always hear of like sports personalities, like, I don't know, like Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? Imagine if you had a Muhammad Ali signed PSA 10 card. You know, that's got to be worth a bit. Or Michael Jordan, or like when you get the greatest of all time, and then you get the perfect card, and you get it signed by him. Oh. So that's like my dream in my head, like in Glenn's little bubble. That's what's going to happen. So then your card is always going to be a bit above all of the other PSA 10s out there. It's irrelevant. It's complete. There's only going to be so many of PSA 10 signed by Lewis Hamilton, and if he retires and stuff like that, you're like, whoa, now that card's worth a lot. So I don't know. That's something that I'm keeping my eye out on. Let me know, comment down below what you think of the market at the moment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you buying? What are you selling? What are you collecting, more importantly? Make sure you smash that like button up, and also if you're new to this channel, click subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video from myself. See you later, guys. Bye.